Okay, how about this? Is this better? You don't hear the match either. Okay. Okay. You can hear me, but not the match. And for some reason, I just lost the match audio on my computer. There we go. Okay, so I can hear the match. Thank you, Jim, and I appreciate you popping in and letting me know. So that whole intro, hopefully you can read lips and understand what I was talking about. Cliff Notes version. It's just me this week. Mike has family obligations, so will be unable to join us this week, which is a shame. But what just happened? Oh, that's what happened. Okay. We're gonna have to go smaller screen with this, unfortunately, so I can see my notes. The matches were very long this week, so I'm having to run them from my computer rather than the uploaded version that I usually do, because as I learned today, Restream has a size limit. So anyway, opening match. We've got Jacob Fatu. He's the large Samoan man who's currently pinning Tristan Archer. Jacob Fatu held the MLW title through most of the year. Recently lost it to Alex Hammerstone, and then his stable contra unit kind of fell apart around him. He's in there against the French wrestler Tristan Archer, who is primarily based in West Side Extreme Wrestling, which is a German promotion. He is a French wrestler. Uh, as you can guess just by looking at them, Fatu has a large size advantage of 87 pounds and about 4 inches. Fatu, is a brawler against the more technical style of Archer. But yeah, so since I have audio now, quick refresher: the 500. We take PWI's list of the 500 best wrestlers in the world. We put them together in tournament style based on their seedings until we find out who the best wrestler in the world is. Fatu was the number 31 ranked wrestler this year. Archer, number 482. The winner will face the winner between Brian Johnson and Carl Fredericks in round number two. So yeah, this is the 10th episode. At some point tonight, we will have our 100th eliminated wrestler of the tournament, which is kind of exciting that we will have knocked the list of 500 down. By the time we're done tonight, it'll be down to 398 out of the 500, and then we'll take a little break through the holidays. We will have a special next week where we talk about the state of women's wrestling and PWI's women's 150, and then we'll do a year-end thing in 2 weeks before returning to our regularly scheduled programming starting in 2022 when the tournament rolls on. We're closing in on the halfway point of round one. We're getting we're about halfway through what I was hoping to have done for the tournament, but we also are running into a bit of a roadblock with there being a lot of independent wrestlers that there's no creation sport in the pink community yet. So we'll talk about that a little bit as the show goes on. People that we still need, and I'll direct you to the socials where you can find a full list. And if you are so inclined, if you are to close call there for Fatu as Archer pulls out a sort of spinning power bomb out of a backdrop position. Should be paying a little more attention to the match since they're starting to throw out the big guns here early on. Go to the floor. The referee's Brian Zane from Ring of Honor, but we'll see if he's still in Ring of Honor when they relaunch in April. Really interesting state of the business right now. Ring of Honor was kind of the independent promotion, kind of helped launch the kind of independent revolution after the fall of WCW. We saw almost all of the current greats at one point or another worked in Ring of Honor. CM Punk, Samoa Joe, SCU, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega. They all spent their time in ROH, and now, for all intents and purposes, Ring of Honor's done. They had their final battle pay per view last night. They won't be back till April. Who knows who will still be on the roster? Who knows if there will be a roster? Who knows if it'll even be Ring of Honor anymore? Um, it's a really, really interesting time in the wrestling business right now. Carnell will tie up in the corner. Side suplex from Tristan Archer, dropping Fatu right on the logo. Both men staying down. Archer making a mistake of mocking Fatu. That's not going to sit well with the giant Samoan, but he goes right back into another side suplex. So maybe Archer, the professional wrestler who has been doing this for 11 years, knows a little bit more about how this works than me, who has never been in a ring. Ooh, kick below the belt. Zayn, well within his authority to disqualify Archer, does not, lets them keep fighting, which, very much in keeping with the spirit of the 500. You will very rarely see the referee step in for anything other than counting a 3 or the Japanese style 20 count if they go to the floor. Those of you that have been watching for a few weeks now remember the bloody war between Nick Gage and Brett Eisen from a few weeks ago that went like 40 minutes of tables and chairs and forks and just a brutal match. So the referees really are just there to oh man, best counter to a discus lariat, super kick. Fatu, it runs in the family. Fatu, a member of the famous Anoa'i wrestling family. The Yokozuna, The Rock, the Usos, Rikishi. He is very much he's from that family tree. Before, very long reigning Major League Wrestling world champion before losing it to Hammerstone recently. Fatu kind of in a state of flux at the moment, coming off of the collapse of Contra Unit. It'll be interesting to see what 2022 has in store for Fatu. And now he goes into that nerve hold, shades of his with his uncle Yokozuna. I'm not sure the exact family tree where Fatu and pop-up cutter from Tristan Archer, gorgeous move. And then he pops right back into that side suplex that he's been favoring pretty much since the match started. Headbutt to the back of the head. And he's going I thought he was going for a pile driver. Instead, pops him up into a power bomb. Great power out of Tristan Archer. The man who outweighs him by almost 100 pounds. Snap power slam from Fatu. And he's going for the side Russian leg sweep instead. Drops him with the stroke. Jeff Jarrett's old finisher. Sending Archer off the ropes again. Another huge power slam from Fatu. Archer off into another power slam. The big brawler from Samoa just pummeling Archer right now. Big elbow to the face now. Fatu. Knee to the midsection. And another big powerbomb. These two are really pulling out all the stops here, throwing the big guns at each other. Archer with a slingshot cross body from the apron. And Fatu just kind of says, nope, you go floor now. And catching his breath in the center of the ring. While Archer does the same thing at ringside. Zayn only gets up to a 3 count out of 20. No risk of a count out there. Ugh. Sort of a backbreaker, almost a kidney breaker from Fatu. And another stroke. And another low blow. Archer not playing around here. Pulling out all the stops, knowing he has to. He's a massive underdog here. 451 spots behind Fatu in the rankings. Goes again for the power bomb. He does right on the logo. Does not go for the cover though. Fatu makes him pay with a big right hand and a belly to belly. Knee to the midsection from Archer breaks up that little run that Fatu had going there. I thought he was going to go for that back suplex again. Instead, he eats a headbutt. Fatu to the top. Moonsault. 280 plus pound moonsault. But they were both too close to the ropes. Zayn sees it. Does not count the pin. Definitely a step ahead of the referee from Friday night's tag match between the Lucha Bros and FTR, who missed that Cash Wheeler's foot was under the ropes. So you know we're going to have a rematch between those two teams in the very near future for the AEW tag team titles. Collar and elbow. Fatu again just sends Archer to the floor. This time he goes out after him, though. Last couple times he's just stopped and caught his breath mid-ring. No, he went to the floor and then just pulled him to his feet, got back in the ring, and he's going to just, oh, I thought he was going for that side suplex, turned it into a backbreaker instead. Archer trying to make Fatu pay for that. Trading strikes, Fatu throwing those left-handed punches. Archer with the right forearm. Huge super kick from Fatu. Now dragging Archer toward the center of the ring. Scoop and a slam. Sort of a lazy, oh my goodness, super kick from Fatu. Got a serious bit of momentum going here. That big clothesline. Just, it took 22, 23 minutes for Fatu to, whoa. I was going to say it took him a while to really get going here, but then he takes the swinging neck breaker from Archer. Neither man really getting long stretches of offense here. Very much back and forth. Fatu to the top rope. Big splash from the top rope, but again, too close to the ropes. Rookie mistake from Fatu, who's been at this for 16 years, I believe. Long time veteran. Again, going for that big splash off the top. That was almost more of a diving headbutt. Going for the pin. 2, 3. No. I think if he had landed flush across Archer's back, that might have been enough. But instead, he just, like I mentioned, he just kind of headbutted him off the top. And that was not enough. Another big super kick from Fatu. And another that kind of thrust kick. There's another headbutt. Another stroke. Playing to the crowd a little bit rather than going in for the kill. Should know better. Every time he's gotten some momentum going, Archer has turned it around on him. As evidenced by Archer dropping him with the power bomb. Now Archer off the ropes, charging in with the lariat. Discus elbow. Almost a roaring elbow. Another power bomb. Eats a super kick. Fatu to the top rope. Big splash. As I mentioned before, it's about 285. 2, 3. That is enough. Jacob Fatu picks up the win. Moves on to round number 2. And a showdown with, who did I mention? Either Brian Johnson or Carl Fredericks. Nice showing from Tristan Archer, the 482nd seed, but he was just unfortunately outclassed by the former NLW World Champion, Jacob Fatu. So our next match, now for something completely different. We're going to see Kevin Owens representing WWE Raw. Another guy came from Ring of Honor, who could play his tag team with El Generico. I wonder whatever happened to that guy. We were talking about Ring of Honor earlier. He's on the verge of becoming Universal Champion, one would hope. Or sorry, WWE Champion. Owens, truly one of the top stars in the business right now. And he is up against Impact Wrestling's outlandish Zicky Dice, who last year was number 500 in the PWI 500. Comes all the way up to number 450 this year. You know, not a huge jump, but I'm sorry, it was not 500. I thought it was 500 last year. He was 278 last year. I'm crazy. For some reason, I had it in my head, number 500. So he actually fell from 278 to 450. So yeah, that's on me for not uh, having my facts straight. Rookie mistake. Uh, Dice, relatively of the four wrestlers we've seen so far, is sort of a rookie. He um, he has only been in this in the industry for about 6 years now, compared to all of the double digits we've seen thus far. Owens has been at it 20 years, a 2 decade veteran. Sorry, I'm talking slow because, again, Mike usually steers this part of the show where he's handling the technical stuff while we talk. And I clearly don't appreciate my broadcast partner enough because of all the things he's doing on the back end while I just talk about stuff. So, next match, Kevin Owens, Zicky Dice. Winner will face the winner of tonight's Hirooki Goto and Atticus Kogar match. Barb Sasaki is our assigned referee. Let's go to the ring. And press play because we are professionals. All right, outlandish Zicky Dice, Chismo Beach, California's own, was the NWA World Television Champion when the evaluation period began. PWI uses July 1st to June 30th as their year for the purposes of the 500. He entered as the NWA World Television Champion. He lost the title to Da Pope at an NWA Primetime Live show. Kevin Owens feuded with AJ Styles, Aleister Black, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn. It put on a 4.5-star match with Roman Reigns back at TLC. Excellent match. Just looking to he's just got a ton of trademark moves he's going to try to put Dice away with. Most notably the stunner that he's been using as a finisher for a couple years now. Shades of his idol, Stone Cold Steve Austin. As I mentioned, there's Barb Sasaki as our referee. Here we go. Zicky coming out swinging here, not intimidated by Owens and his stature, not just as a large man, but also in the industry as a whole. Owens coming off the ropes, running forearm to the face. Collar and elbow. Dice sends Owens off the ropes. Went for a knee lift, but Owens dropped his head, intelligently knew that there was a move coming, and Dice swings and misses. Into the corner. Oh, misses the Enziguri. Oh, looks like he's going for a vertical suplex. Dice, a large guy, does have some agility. Is able to swing out of it, but not out of that forearm. Does fight his way out of that leg lock. And we're back to square one. Another big Enziguri. This one lands. Now into the heel hook from Owens. I think it was his friend Kyle O'Reilly, who is now a free agent, according to all the news sites, as is Johnny Gargano. It'll be interesting to see what the future holds for those two, as neither one really fits into the new NXT 2.0, nor are either of them, the type of wrestler that apparent next in line. Ooh, sorry about that. Snagged my ankle on the cord for my webcam, and you got a very bird's eye view of my desk there for a second. Okay, my apologies. Nick Khan, who is looks like next in line to run the show in WWE. Not sure how Triple H fell so far out of favor so quickly. Maybe it was because he was pushing independent wrestlers, and that's not Vince's style. But yeah, Khan will probably not be super interested in doing anything on the main roster with the likes of Gargano or O'Reilly. So, don't be surprised to see both of them show up in All Elite Wrestling in 2022. O'Reilly, especially, since it definitely looks like they are leaning into the Adam Cole Bobby Fish alliance, possibly at the expense of the Super Click or the Elite. We'll see what happens when Kenny Omega comes back from his injuries. whether that leads to a full-blown conflict. I still think it will. I think that's the direction they're going. Now that Omega is no longer the focal point of the company, no longer the world champion, I think when he returns from his injury, the Bucks will side with him, probably turning babyface because I think Omega is going to get a huge babyface reaction when he returns. The Bucks will also turn to set up a six-man feud with Cole and Fish, and probably by that point Kyle O'Reilly as well. Roderick Strong looks like he's got a good thing going with Diamond Mine, so I suspect he probably will stay in 2.0 a little while longer. But I also would have thought the same thing about the 80 plus people WWE released this year. Anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation. Which is not the World Wrestling Federation anymore, but it just sounds better than anything can happen in WWE. I miss the new generation, even though objectively it was not very good wrestling for a few years there. That was kind of when I came of age as a wrestling fan. I remember early 90s, and into 91, but I didn't really become kind of obsessed as a wrestling fan until probably about 92, 93, by which point, the steroid trial was happening, and they were no longer pushing the Hogans and the Warriors, and it was kind of the rise of Bret Hart, their first try with Shawn Michaels. It didn't really pay off for another couple of years still. But yeah, again, the in-ring product, not great at that point, but it was when I became a fan, so I have the nostalgia. Owens going full Hulk Hogan. Perhaps he heard me talking about the Hulkster, showing off some of his poses there, dragging Dice back toward the center of the ring. Neck breaker, that snake rattle and roll, Rick Rude style neck breaker. I think it's more of Honky Tonk Man style. Drops a big knee across the chest of Owens. Owens is like, oh yeah, you want to go back in the corner? Is that how you want to do it? Okay, well here, let me tie you to the tree of woe and just try and Charlie horse your legs by hitting you in the thigh with my elbow. That's like, oh yeah, that's how you want to do it, huh? I can do that too. They're creating trees of woe here. I don't know that I've ever seen that. Oh my gosh, package power or pile driver from Owens, getting the crowd into it. Owens wants that showdown with either Goto or Kogar in the second round. Only a 2.9 after that brutal pile driver. Another snake rattle and roll from Dice. Or maybe I take a drink of my refreshing beverage here for a second, because I'm already losing my voice. 36 minutes into the show. Low blow from Owens, soaking in the adulation of the crowd. Big clothesline from Dice. And now they're trading punches. Mark Saki just sitting back watching it happen. Big clothesline from Dice, now to the top rope. The big fella again drops that knee right across the abdomen of Kevin Owens. Stunner! Okate Yabure means that he stole his finisher. A stunner from Zicky Dice only gets 2.9. And I was going to say nobody wants to see that, but I'm sure that's somebody's thing. Owens with a gut wrench suplex. Calling elbow again. Stunner from Owens. Anything you can do, I can do better. 1, 2, 3. No! 2.9. Zicky Dice kicks out of the stunner. Another low blow from Owens. Elbow to the face from Dice. On that shoulder-mounted power slam. Shakes of the legendary British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. Dice now playing to the crowd. Dice definitely not with the level of stardom of Owens. Doesn't get quite the reaction when he plays to the crowd. And Owens just kind of rolls through that DDT attempt. Sends Dice off the ropes. Big pump kick to the face. That's not a move we see a lot out of Owens. But Dice making us regret it. Chop to the back. And Owens with that gut wrench suplex again. Two big guys look like they're starting to wear down a little bit. Not quite as much oomph behind those high impact moves. Man, I really should have been running a counter on how many times they attack each other's crotches in this match. Side suplex right in the middle of the ring by Dice. And Owens just slaps him in the face. Huge show of disrespect. And then the running senton from Kevin Owens. I thought we were about to get another exchange of punches, but smart move by Owens. Knew Dice was going for that diving shoulder block. Just drops to the mat, lets him whiff on it completely. Drags him back towards the center of the ring. Is he going for the stunner? Nope, just with those clubbing shots to the face. And that enziguri to the back of the head. Collar and elbow Dice. Snake rattle and roll again. 1, 2 with the lazy cover, but it is enough. Huge upset as the 450th seed Zicky Dice defeats number 63 Kevin Owens. That sets up Dice against either Hiro Goto or Atticus Kogar in the second round of the tournament. So far we've had one match go as expected with Fatu beating Archer. Now Dice beating Owens. Again, proving anything can happen in the 500. We have seen a ton of huge upsets so far. Going back all the way to episode 1, our very first match, the sort of unofficial official wrestler of PWS, Don't Die Miles, beat Pac in our very first match. Hartley Jackson over Tony Deppen, Petey Williams over Cesaro, Timmy Lou Retton over AJ Gray, Rampage Brown over Wheeler Yuta, Umberto Carrillo over Sami Zayn. I mean, there have been some massive upsets in this tournament. And we'll go through a lot of that in that year-end special coming up here in a couple of weeks. Going back to ringside, we talked about Impact Wrestling. Zicky Dice is there now, as is the first wrestler that we will see in our next contest, and that is Johnny Swinger, who many of you probably remember, at least those of you longtime fans, probably remember from ECW way back in the day. Not way back in the day, like 20 years ago. It doesn't feel that far back in the day to me, but to newer wrestling fans, Johnny Swinger, agent, has been at this a very long time. Let's go ahead and go to ringside, though. For Swinger, Johnny Swinger from Long Island, New York, right in Mike's neck of the woods. Unfortunately, Mike's not here to talk about it. Swinger, he's a 28-year veteran, ECW original. He was there toward kind of the dying days of ECW. Not at all putting the blame on him, but he was there, post the Taz, RVD, Sabu, Sandman peak of ECW. And here we see the TNT champion from All Elite Wrestling, representing the Inner Circle, Sammy Guevara. The best ever Sammy Guevara, the Spanish god, coming to the ring, giving up 65 pounds to Swinger, does the Houston native. It's going to be kind of a clash in styles. Swinger more of an all-rounder. We see it a lot in his, we talk about ECW, his tag team with Simon Diamond. Just a well-balanced wrestler. He can do a little power, he can do a little technical, as opposed to Sammy, who's going to look to fly more often than not. Sammy, a young wrestler, but has 10 years of experience. He started very young. So not to be overlooked as a kind of a spring chicken in the industry. Sammy Guevara, deceptively a veteran, and is putting together a nice little reign as the TNT champion in AEW since winning the belt from Miro a couple months ago. Be fun to see where that goes. I'm really intrigued to see what happens with him and Cody. I feel like AEW is finally starting to pay off the what they've been doing with Cody, with the him really trying to be a babyface and the crowd really rejecting him as one. It'll be fun to see. I'm excited to see that match. Cody, the first AEW champion, challenging Sammy Guevara, the current champion, for the title. I'm not sure if that's going to happen at. I think it might be happening at Winter is Coming on Wednesday, but they might hold off until Revolution. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, Guevara trading blows with Swinger right now. Sammy gets the best of it, pulling Swinger away from the ropes. Veteran move. Plants the knee in his back for that rear chin lock. Swinger with a kick to the midsection, then a forearm to the face. You know Sammy's going to be looking for that 630 splash or his GTH to go to hell. Running forearm into the corner. Meanwhile, Simon's going to want either Simon. I was talking about Simon Diamond earlier. Got Simon Diamond on the brain. Swinger is going to be looking for the Long Island leg sweep, the swing shift, the shaft. You gotta love those ECW moves, man. Oh, going for the Chris Jericho cocky pin with a foot in the middle of the chest. Only gets a 1 count. And Sammy making him pay now with that snap Rana standing moonsault combo. But he also only gets 2. Crowd showing their appreciation for that. Series of chops across the chest from Swinger. Holds up to his feet, spinning back kick to the midsection. Sammy looked like he's going for the GTH and instead just turns it into a Samoan drop that sends Swinger to the floor. Sammy letting Swinger know what he thinks of him. Swinger with a kick to the midsection. Went for a go behind, but instead Sammy turns it into a Pele kick. Again, missing that standing enziguri. Swing and a miss. Swinging with the scoop slam. Sends Sammy off the ropes. High hip toss. Sammy got some major air on that. Sammy now with the destroyer in the corner. Drags Swinger away from the ropes. Again, veteran move. 2.9 on the destroyer. Jim Cornette spitting out his coffee as we speak. I went for that roundhouse spinning kick. Swinger firing off left hands to the face. Sammy off the ropes. Running clothesline from Swinger. Sammy follows him into the corner. Oh, we got another tree of woe. Kicks to the midsection, softening up the torso of Swinger so he can drop that 630 on him. Swinger's just like, nope. Did the referee just disappear? Did I do my eyes deceive me, or did we okay, he's back now, but for a second there, Takayuki Yagi from Dragon Gate, who's the assigned referee here, I swear just like blinked out of existence for a second. Sammy coming off the ropes. Again, snaps off that Rana. Collar and elbow. Swinger. Elbow. Just right on that joint. Sammy to the top. Is he going for the 630? He is, and he hits it. So that took a lot out of Sammy. He's not able to go for the pin right away. And Swinger is able to get to his feet. The midsection of Swinger's got to be killing him now, though. Big time DDT. Now Swinger going to the top. That's not something you see a lot of, but he drops the leg. Dragging Sammy out of the ropes. Pulls him to his feet. And just a poke to the eye. Ah, my eyes. I'm not supposed to get fingers in them. Mike's not here to get my Simpsons jokes. It's just not the same. Collar and elbow. Sammy sent into the corner now. Swinger following him in. Just going to stomp a mud hole in him and walk it dry. Right, JR? Oh, quick victory roll out of nowhere to Takayuki Yagi. Gets up to a 2.9 on his count before Swinger kicks out. And then trading blows here, back and forth. back and forth. Sammy saying, nah, super kick. And Swinger's like, yeah, clothesline. Sammy sending him to the floor. Now coming off the ropes. Tornillo over the top rope by Sammy Guevara. Forearm to the face from Swinger. Zicky Dice back there like, I'd say he's stealing my gimmick, but he's been doing that longer than I have, so I guess I'll let it slide this time. On the floor now. We're up to 15 on Yagi's count. 16. Sammy does beat the count back into the ring. Circling each other off the ropes. I don't know what Sammy was going for there, but Swinger scouted it, moved out of the way. Sammy off the ropes again. Another tornillo up and over the top rope. Brawl continuing on the floor now. Big chops across the chest from Johnny Swinger. Swinger, I don't know what that little airplane dance was, but it didn't get him any closer to beating Sammy Guevara. Sammy again, just showing Johnny Swinger that he thinks he's number one. Kicks to the midsection again here from Sammy. Poison Rana from Sammy Guevara. That might be enough. I should have hooked a leg, but it's enough. Sammy Guevara picks up the victory. He will now face the winner between tonight's Stu Grayson Masakita Miya match. We will get to that here shortly. That will be in the second half of the show. Yeah, so that's Sammy Guevara moving on to round number 2. He is the 94th wrestler to do so. We are, as I mentioned, we are closing in on our 100th match of the tournament, which is pretty wild that we're making that kind of progress. We started with 500. We are now down to 404, right? Am I doing that math right? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. 406, I think, is where we are right now. Good stuff still to come. Mentioned the rest of the card. Actually, I mentioned it back when I didn't have any audio, so this is all coming as a surprise to you folks. So that's kind of fun. We are going to go back to the ring. It's been a champions night so far. We saw Jacob Fatu, the former MLW champion. We just saw Sammy Guevara, the TNT champion, and we are about to see WWE's United States champion Damian Priest as he takes on Ren Narita, which I just hit play, but nothing's happening. There it is. Professional show business. There's Ren Narita from New Japan Pro Wrestling, member of the Strong roster, meaning he's primarily competing here in the States. One of the young lions, 6 feet, 183 pounds, out of Aomori, Japan. Took on several wrestlers from the tournament. Bateman, Chris Dickinson, Mysterioso, Royce Isaacs. Put on a couple of nice, 3.5-star matches, which is pretty good for the, a 4-year young lion in New Japan. Usually, Mike goes into depth in previous episodes, both the young lions are. So they're basically the developmental talents in New Japan. They typically wear really basic gear, black trunks, black boots, black knee pads, and they typically don't. They basically just have to get themselves over, based on what they can do in the ring, as opposed to any sort of personality, and then they eventually kind of graduate to the main roster where they can do. They can start to hone their own personality. Damian Priest, on the other hand, 6'7", 252 pounds, just a massive man from New York City, the Archer of Infamy, the reigning and I would say reigning and defending, but he's not defending the title right now. United States champion on Raw, 16-year veteran, formerly known as Punishment Martinez, before the NXT name generator got their hands on him. Damian Priest, though, objectively cool name. It fits him well, and we'll see we'll see how this goes. We'll see how the longtime veteran, if he's just going to kind of toy with the young lion, or if Narita can be the latest to add his name to the list of huge upsets. I did mention, coming up later, our main event, Cash Wheeler from FTR and the Pinnacle is going to be up against Jimmy Lloyd from GCW. We're going to see Fred Rosser against Too Cold Scorpio, Hiroshima against Mike Bennett, Hiro Okigoto against Atticus Kogar, Stu Grayson against Masa Kitamiya, KZ against Baliyan Aki, and Bandito against Big Damo. All those matches are still to come tonight. Big, big, big show. As mentioned before, these matches are pre-recorded. I think Wednesday or Thursday. So it was before last night's Ring of Honor Final Battle. So at least one of these upcoming matches is going to feature someone coming to the ring as a champion with the title that they no longer hold after last night's show. The winner of this match, which is being officiated by Yukinori Matsui from DDT Pro Wrestling, winner of this will face either Ricky Shane Page, RSP, or John Davis in round two. John Davis, one of those wrestlers that I still need an edit for. So if you've got a killer John Davis sitting around and you feel like uploading it to the fan community for Fire Pro, I'd appreciate it, because he's one of the 60-something wrestlers I still need. How many do I need? I have 63 that I need. I started with 66. There have been a handful that have been uploaded, including Jason Strife from last week, who lost, unfortunately, to Evil. Jason Strife uploaded his own edit of himself, so he was able to participate in the tournament. That's awesome. We love to see that kind of stuff. Just as I would love to see, John Davis do the same thing, or any number of other wrestlers that we still need edits for. Ren Narita really not backing down here against the much larger and much more experienced Priest, just kind of taking the fight right to him. All right, another trading strikes here. Narita with those forearms. Priest with a big punch to the face. Both men down, but Priest got the better of it. Clubbing shot to the back of Narita. Only a 2 count. Crowd showing their appreciation for both men here as we pass the 7.5 minute mark. There are no time limits in the 500. The only way you'll see a draw is if both men get counted out, or they both pin each other at the same time, which I'll be totally honest, I'm not sure you can do in this game. But I do know you can have a double count out. I've had those before, and I've done it again. I'm not used to this and I wound up literally tripping over my own cord, dropping the webcam, looking unprofessional. I'm a hot mess today. I'm just very tired. Little breaking kayfabe here. I am a wedding videographer, and I am in kind of my pre-holiday editing crunch, trying to get everything out to clients from this year so they can have it for the holidays before we go and do our own holiday travel, and I no longer have access to my editing PC. So it's been a lot of late nights lately, which is why I have a giant cup full of Pepsi, and just trying to plow through it here this morning. Narita, again, we mentioned not backing down at all, just slapping, just paintbrushing Damian Priest across the face. Parker Benjamin not crazy about that, but Narita doesn't seem to care. Going for the vertical suplex, and he hits it pretty much right in the center of the ring, but Priest the first to his feet. After that big spinning kick, missed it, and Narita just slams him, and Priest rolls to the floor. Collar up on the floor, Narita suplex onto the concrete. I mean, it was onto the padding at ringside, but really not much to those mats. Basically there for aesthetic purposes. Matsui up to a 15 on his count. Both men back in the ring. Narita vertical suplex right into the logo. Pulls Priest to his feet. Drops that elbow across his back. Just another slap to the face. Narita really almost disrespectful of Damian Priest in this match. Not showing the United States champion a ton of respect. Just slapping him across the face. Taunting him in his face. 1, 2, kick out. Priest not going to go down that easy. Another elbow to the back. We do. Priest with a single leg. Getting both men back on even ground, but it's Priest back to his feet first. Collar and elbow. Narita sends him off the ropes to a high backdrop. Ren Narita showing a lot of promise here early on in the tournament. And Priest just clubs him in the face with that forearm. And Narita responds with another slap, which I've been counting the number of times he slapped him in the face tonight. I really need to just kind of get a counter going for some of these things. But unfortunately, I typically don't notice that it's a trend until it's already a trend, at which point I can't really go back and count. Yokite Obere, that's choke slam from Narita using Priest's own finisher against him. Now into the Boston Crab. The Priest powers his way out of it. Trading strikes, showing that fighting spirit. And Narita with a drop kick. He's going to stop and catch his breath rather than going for the pin. That may come back to haunt him later in the match. Collar and elbow, another scoop slam from Narita. Again, no frills for these young lions. Nice roll up into the ropes, though. Matsui saw it, was not going to count. Look at the pin that doesn't hook a leg. 2. Narita showing that inexperience, not hooking the leg of the much larger opponent. Almost too easy for Priest to kick out. Back elbow. Now Damian Priest running clothesline. Just a slap to the face. What a jerk. Another vertical suplex there from Narita. Priest off the ropes. Runs into a big forearm from Ren Narita. Series of forearms to the face. Priest back to his feet into a Northern Lights suplex. 2, 3. No, I thought he had him there. I thought Narita was about to pull off a massive upset. But a spinning front kick from Damian Priest. Nothing fancy. Look like he was going to go for a big move off the rope. Stopped, walked back, just punched him in the face. Priest is like, oh, we're going to play the disrespect game, huh? Well, I'm really good at that. I have 60 years of experience in disrespecting my opponent. You got nothing, rookie. Matsui, I'll get to a 5 count. Nope. Priest rolls back in. Collar and elbow. Narita from behind with that clubbing double axe handle. And Priest, now we're going to club, huh? Standing neck breaker from Priest. But he's not able to capitalize. Narita has done a good job of wearing the United States champion down here. I think Priest looking to go in for the kill here. No, Northern Lights suplex again. 2, 3. Northern Lights suplex from Ren Narita. He pulled off a massive upset. The 428 seed beating number 85 here. Damian Priest, the Archer of Infamy, is out in round number 1. Ren Narita, the young lion, is now moving on to round number 2. And let's stop sharing that. One of these matches, I will remember to do that in time. So, we've got one more match before we take our sort of halftime break. Thank you for sticking with us through those technical problems earlier in the show. We'll work on that before the next stream. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is the 500 here at PWS, Pro Wrestling Simulated. We take PWI, Pro Wrestling Illustrated's top 100 wrestlers of the year list, put it into a tournament bracket, and each week we are having simulated matches to determine who is truly the best wrestler in the world. Currently, we have had 95 matches, which means we have 405 wrestlers left. By the time we are done tonight, we will be down to 398. And we've got one more match here, as I mentioned. Before we take our halftime break, let's go back to ringside for Bandito and Big Damo. Big Damo, a familiar face to WWE fans, the Beast of Belfast, the former Killian Dane. Big Damo is a member of Sanity. He teamed for a while with Drake Maverick. Now he is on his own, back on the independent scene where he first made his name. And the sky's the limit for the massive brawler from Belfast. His opponent is the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Champion, Bandito. Again, these are simulated matches, so Bandito's recent COVID diagnosis not coming into play here. This is a video game. Bandito was also the Ring of Honor World Champion, but was forced to vacate that title due to his COVID diagnosis. And last night at Ring of Honor's Final Battle pay-per-view, which may well be the final battle for Ring of Honor, that promotion's future very much up in the air. Jonathan Gresham ended the show, winning the vacant title in a match against Jay Lethal. The entire locker room emptied out for it. It was a very cool moment. So we will see what the future of Ring of Honor is. In the meantime, though, Bandito does still hold the PWG World title. It is not on the line in this match. We never have title defenses during the 500 matches. These are just straight up the winner of the whole tournament will be determined the best wrestler in the world. There will be no there's no title changes. We're not going to have a new WWE World Champion at the end of all this. We're just going to have the first winner of the 500. So huge size advantage for Damo, as you can imagine. Just looking at them, 139 pounds and also 9 inches. Damo just a beast of a man. 17-year veteran from Belfast. As mentioned, he's a free agent for the first time in several years after obtaining his release from WWE. One of the 80-plus wrestlers that the company let go in 2021. Cost-cutting measures, as Nick Khan will happily remind us at every possible opportunity, even though they're reporting record profits. Code Red from Bandito doesn't even get a 1 count. Dragon Screw Leg Whip. Bandito not wasting any time here. Punch to the midsection from Damo. Drop toe hold. Elbow. Punch to the midsection from Damo. And a chop to the chest. Just trading big strikes here between the two of them. Now, keep in mind, PWI's list is not necessarily the 500. I mean, it is the 500 best wrestlers, but it's really the 500 best wrestlers for that year, from July 1st to June 30th. Big Damo seeded number 386, but that's in large part due to how he was booked in WWE. He was never booked as the top tier threat he should have been. I would say he's probably one of the 150 best wrestlers in the world. But he's barely in the top 400 in PWI's list because of what happened to him this year, not based on any sort of objective qualitative determination. Bandito, the number 127 seed, had a better year than Damo, hence the higher seed. honestly probably the better wrestler than Damo as well, but it's much closer than the seeds would have you believe. Sending Damo into the corner now, kicking him in the midsection. And into a surfboard stretch. Damo dragging Bandito back into the center of the ring. Roll up from Bandito. Only a 1 count. Sunday morning allergies are killing me. I'm based in Middle Tennessee near Nashville. And gnarly storms a couple nights ago, and it stirred up something. Something's either blooming or has been just blown into the air. That's just killing my allergies today. Hopefully that Zyrtec will help me get through the rest of this broadcast. Oh, and we might wind up having to cut today's stream short, which I really don't want to do. All of the matches will be up on YouTube this afternoon, but I'd love to get through the whole show, but we will definitely be taking a break when this match comes to its conclusion. Bandito, not wrestling the kind of match I was expecting out of him. I was really expecting him to kind of stick and move more. Use his high flying, his aerial skills more against the massive brawler. 2.9. Damo has such a size advantage. I really thought Bandito would try to avoid Damo's grip, but he's really just kind of playing right into Damo's hands there. Damo suplexing him to the floor. I believe, if that is his real name, that's Bryce Remsburg officiating this match. It is. Super kick from Bandito. Bandito maybe content to just take the count out. It'll only be the second count out finish of the tournament so far. 2 weeks ago, we saw JR Kratos beat LSG by count out. Oh, Damo. Not going to allow himself to take whatever top rope move that was. Huge crossbody off the top rope. That's got to be it. 2.9 only. Winner of this will face the winner between KZ and Balian Aki. Now our next contest. Once we come back from our break, it's going to end up being a little bit more than 5 minutes. As I try to will myself back into feeling better. Bandito from behind. No, standing switch from Damo. Sends him into the corner. Oh, he was going to charge in, but he needs to stop and catch his breath. I hadn't really noticed that Bandito had been wearing him down that much, but apparently Damo is winded at this point. 13 minutes into the match. Bandito may be playing a little rope-a-dope. C4! There's a Spanish fly off the top rope. No! Big Damo kicks out of the Spanish fly. Sent off the ropes. Clubbing, just a body blow there from Damo. German suplex from Bandito, but just sitting on his chest. 3, that's enough. Big Damo picks up the win. He moves on to face either KZ or Balian Aki in the second round. And, well, folks, that brings us to our halfway point. We'll take a break after our 5th match of the show. We still got 6 more matches when we come back from break, but we are going to take a little bit of a break here. Thank you so much for watching the 500, and we'll be back. Change our background and All right, folks. Thanks for bearing with me on that slightly extended break there. Didn't mean to take quite so long, but I do feel a little better, and I think I may be. Oh, you hear my cat screaming in the hall. That's great content. I think I am up for finishing the episode. So let's dive right into it, shall we? We got our next match, our sixth match of the night. Winner will face Big Damo. We now know that it'll be Big Damo who upset Bandito in our previous match. And what happened? The Gato Move Dream Tag Team Champions, Bali and Aki, now coming to the ring. Worked for All Japan, DT, kind of bounced around Japan throughout the year. And then here comes KZ, his opponent, a member of Natural Vibes in Dragon Gate. Got a couple of junior heavyweights here from Japan. Aki's from India, but he's based in Japan. He's got about 2 inches and 2 pounds on the Hokkaido native KZ. And there's our referee, Aubrey Edwards. Forearm from Aki. They're throwing out the big moves here early. Aki, a technical wrestler, but he's got some high flying in his arsenal as well. Likes to throw that tope con hero, and he's got a pretty gnarly 450 that he's going to want to hit here as well against KZ. So we if you're just joining us in the first half of the show, we saw Jacob Fatu beat Tristan Archer. We saw Zicky Dice upset Kevin Owens. Sammy Guevara beat Johnny Swinger. Ren Narita upset Damian Priest. And Big Damo upset Bandito. So we're 3 for 5 on the upset so far. Aki hoping to kind of continue that streak here as we kick off the second half of the show. Hoping to set up Aki versus Damo. Of course, KZ hoping to turn things back around for chalk, get the higher seeds moving on. As we saw almost exclusively last week, we only had a couple of upsets as opposed to how we started this week. Aki going for the kick. I mentioned Balian Aki is one half of Gato Move's Dream Tag Team Champions. He holds those belts. Looks like I have that here. Gato Move. He holds those titles with May Saruga, also called May Saint. Of course, as soon as I start talking, I'm blanking on what her alter ego is. But May Saruga is Balian Aki's tag team partner. They are the Gato Move Dream Tag Team. Ooh, just a stomp to the crotch there. Aubrey Edwards just letting him go. And it's turning into a slugfest here. And KZ gets the better of it. But Aki now sends him into the corner. And charge in with that back elbow. Go behind, do an abdominal stretch. But KZ was in the ropes. KZ now sending Aki to the floor. Goes under the ring for a chair, gets it, but swings and misses, and now Aki takes control. Looks like he's going for a tiger driver there, but Aki backdrops his way out of it. Stomp to the thigh. I guess that was more like the hamstring. KZ just rolls him up as soon as he re-enters the ring, only a 1 count. Small package from Aki, 2. KZ now sending Aki face first into the corner, stomping away on him here. Choking him with his boot. Dragging him to the center of the ring. Again going low, dropping the knee. Nice snap power slam into a backwards pin from KZ. That was a fun little combination. I'm not really sure what to call that. Aki with that Nolan Ryan headlock punch. A baseball slide drop kick to the face. Does anybody even get that reference anymore? Nolan Ryan headlock. Is that too old of a reference now? Oh, and my eye is twitching. Fantastic. I don't know what is going on here in Middle Tennessee that is just screwing with my sinuses and now my eye. But I do apologize. Fortunately, we were lucky here that the worst of those storms the other night missed us. We had a lot of heavy rain and high winds. No damage to the house. Thank goodness for that. A lot of people, of course, not so lucky throughout Tennessee and Kentucky and Arkansas and Illinois. We're definitely thinking of them and how much how much worse it could have been for Maine. Definitely very grateful for that. But definitely thinking of those folks. But not to bring it down, we do have a very exciting wrestling show going on here. KZ and Aki, neither one really gaining much of an advantage. Big frog splash from Aki. No, kick out. 2.9, says referee Aubrey Edwards. Running shoulder from KZ now. Off the ropes, went for that big diving European uppercut, but Aki just drops. Swinging a miss from KZ. La Magistral Cradle. Another kick out. Both picking up the pace here a little bit. Again, looking for either a power bomb or a pile driver of some kind, but Aki backs out of it. Oh, saying that it's over, going to the top. 450. I was saying earlier, just picture perfect 450 only gets 2.9. Running elbow from KZ only gets 2. Both back to their feet. Destroyer from KZ. 1, 2, no. All right, they are bringing out the big guns here. I think we may be circling the finish. KZ sent into the corner there by Aki. And a DDT out of the corner from KZ. Drags Aki back towards the middle of the ring. Aki just sends him to the floor. Now the super kick. And another frog splash. 2, 3. Bali on Aki pulls off the upset to set up a second round showdown with Big Damo. Probably the 383 seed against the 386. And again, professional show business, folks. I will get the hang of that before this episode ends. So that is 6 matches down out of our 11 scheduled today. So we got 5 huge matches. Spoiler alert, based on how Fire Pro evaluates these matches, the lowest rated match coming up of the remaining 5 is a 91%. 2 of them are hundreds. We've actually, another thing about it, I should do a playlist on our YouTube page of all of our 100% matches. That'll be this afternoon's project. I'm excited. All of the matches will wind up on our YouTube page about an hour and a half from now. I've got those scheduled to go live. But let's head back to the ring. We've got more from All Elite Wrestling as Dark Order's Stu Grayson takes on Masa Kitamiya. Kitamiya representing Pro Wrestling Noah, 5'7.5", 227 pounds. Shorter but heavier than Grayson. A powerhouse wrestler, despite his smaller frame. He likes a lot of suplex variations. He throws a pretty mean spear as well. And Stu Grayson, if you've been watching All Elite Wrestling since the beginning, probably one of the the most improved wrestlers. He was always a good wrestler, but in terms of his positioning on the card, Stu Grayson really starting to um, look legit, look like a threat, uh, which was not a thing he had early in his AEW career. I think the Dark Order's association with Mr. Brody Lee and now Hangman Adam Page has gone a long way toward legitimizing guys like Grayson in the fans' eyes. Winner of this is going to face Sammy Guevara. Daisuke Kiso from Tokyo Joshi Pro is our referee for this match. So Stu is looking to make it an all elite match in the second round. Kitamiya hoping to be the latest to pull off an upset here. Only one count from Kiso. Forearm to the face there from Kitamiya. Fireman carry takeover from Grayson. Looked like he was dragging him to the middle of the ring for something, but Kitamiya gets to his feet. Fires off another forearm. Big back chop. And another one. The immortal words of DJ Khaled. Big standing senton there from Aki, shades of the great Dick Togo. He's from a standing position, dropping all of his body weight across the torso of Stu Grayson. Samoan drop now from Kitamiya. Another fireman carry takeover. Snapmare. And a jaw jacker. Grayson's match of the year last year during the evaluation period anyway. Again, that's July 1st, 2020 to June 30th of this year, was that big 8-man or 10-man tag is when the Dark Order took on the Elite, FTR, and Hangman Page. Just really so he's had 4 rated matches, averages of 3.8 on the Meltzer scale. A good in-ring year for Stu Grayson. 29-8 overall record and undefeated in singles matches, 3-0. Kitamiya went 33-29 during the evaluation period, but 8-4 in singles wrestlers or in singles matches. So he was a 500 wrestler in tags, trios, 10-man tags, 12-man tags. Excuse me. In his multi-man matches, he was about a 500, but in the ring on his own, one-on-one, 8-4. That there from Grayson, seeing that technical skill, and then a big knee to the face. Sammy Guevara watching this backstage on the monitor. Huge German suplex from Kitamiya. Snapmare now. Grayson going to the top rope, looking for that frog splash. Yes, he hits it. But Kitamiya all up in the ropes. Daisuke Kiso not even going to bother counting. Punch to the midsection from Grayson. Another snapmare takeover to the top. Another frog splash. Yes. Kitamiya's feet under the ropes once again. Kitamiya with that leg grapevine. Grayson escapes. Kitamiya vertical suplex, and Grayson tumbles to the floor. A little wobbly on the floor. Regains his composure pretty quickly. Snaps off a Frankensteiner there. Does Stu Grayson. Going to the top. Is he going to try and hit that frog splash again? He does. 1, 2, 3. No. Masa Kitamiya gets the shoulder up. And is charging in with those shoulder blocks to the midsection. Back into that leg lock. Grayson trying to struggle his way out of it. Kitamiya calls that the prison lock. I'm really looking for the submission there. No such luck, though. He's going to do it again on the floor, just trapping Grayson's legs in prison in that prison lock. No ropes to break it on the floor. Samoan drop from Kitamiya. Grayson wobbly. Does manage to get back in the ring at about the 11 count. Drop toe hold from Grayson, and then a big knee to the face. and a variation on the sling blade, just without the sling part. So it's just the blade. Release German suplex from Kitamiya. These two just throwing everything at each other here early. We're not even at the 10-minute mark. Who knows how long this one's going to go with two wrestlers with the kind of conditioning that Stu Grayson and Masa Kitamiya have. Kitamiya firing off with those headbutts to the face. Grabs the hair and just throws into the mat. Side suplex, taking Grayson over. Now sending him to the floor. German suplex from Grayson. And a super kick. Good Lord, they're just beating the hell out of each other. Powerbomb on the floor from Kitamiya. Moving back in the ring. Takedown by Stu. Says Stu Grayson. Backcracker. Is that going to be enough? 1, 2. No. Kitamiya kicks out again. Tremendous back and forth match between Stu Grayson and Masa Kitamiya here. Again, I mentioned Sammy Guevara awaits the winner in the second round of this tournament. Kitamiya now dragging Grayson toward the center. Kind of Charlie horse that hamstring by stomping it. Now we're just trading strikes. Huge super kick from Stu Grayson. Drags Kitamiya towards the center of the ring. Goes behind. Puts him off the ropes. Oh, looks like he was going for a shoulder block, but Kitamiya moved. Shoulder mounted gut buster. 2. No. Kick out by Kitamiya. Crowd showing some respect. Kitamiya with a huge stack up powerbomb. 2. No. Grayson kicks out of that. Grayson taking a second to catch his breath. Reversal on the Irish whip. Grayson with a running knee to the face. Fireman's carry. No, Grayson slips out. Series of back elbows now from Kitamiya. Elbow to the back. And a chop block. Again, working over the leg, getting him ready for the prison lock. But instead, he gets a super kick for his trouble. Grayson's still got one good leg to plant off of. Another Samoan drop from Kitamiya. Back elbow now from Stu Grayson. Snapping off that Frankensteiner again. To the top rope. He's looking for that frog splash. Yep. I believe that's the 4th time he's hit that. And the 3rd time he's done it while Kitamiya's been just all up in the ropes. Kitamiya with a forearm to the face. Again, that jumping clothesline from Grayson. Back elbow. Series of headbutts from Kitamiya. Takes Grayson down. Fireman carry takeover. Dragging toward the center of the ring. Grayson going back up top. And a 5th frog splash. I believe that was number 5. 3, that's enough. Our 2nd straight match ends with a frog splash. Stu Grayson picks up a huge win to move on to the 2nd round and a showdown with Sammy Guevara. Huge win for Stu Grayson. Excellent match. That was one of those 100%ers I was talking about. That's our 3rd of the night. The Fatu Archer match and Owens and Dice also got 100% evaluations from Fire Pro as well. This is the first show with 300% matches since episode 5, when there were 4. I've already mentioned that there are 4 on this show, so that is tied for the most. It's an excellent show we've had so far, and it's still getting better. We've still got 4 more huge matches, including our next. So let's go ahead and head to the ring for our 8th contest of the night. Atticus Kogar is our first man to the ring here. The silver-toothed Satan from From Game Changer Wrestling, the assigned referee for this match is Paul Turner from AEW. Atticus Cogar from Cleveland, Ohio, over in my sister's husband's family's neck of the woods. 5'10", 161 pounds. I'm going to go into some of the death matches that he had this past year because they are insane. But he is up against the Samurai of Chaos, Hirooki Goto. Chaos has been getting a lot of U.S. based attention lately as Chaos did add Best Friends and Wheeler Yuta and Orange Cassidy to their faction recently on All Elite Wrestling. So we've seen the likes of Rocky Romero, as well as, of course, Suzuki was good. But we've seen a lot of chaos lately in All Elite Wrestling. Hirooki Goto is another member of that faction. He's the number 194 seed from Kuwana, Japan. He's got about a 2-inch advantage in reach and a 66-pound advantage in size. But Atticus Cogar, afraid of no man. Here's a list of some of the match types he competed in during the evaluation period. Again, July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2021. He competed in all of these matches. 5 no-ring death matches. A 4 Corners of Pain and Tube Bundles match. I kid you not, the match was called this, a shit you don't want to be poked with death match. A barbed wire cage match. A fans bring the weapons tag match. A light tube door derby death match. A bunkhouse match. A gusset plates and light tubes match. And 2 200 light tubes death matches. So Cogar, not at all afraid to get bloody and gross and violent. And that's going to be what he wants to do. He cannot match the technical skills of Hirooki Goto. Goto, a top-tier technical wrestler, had that great match with Shingo Takagi during the New Japan Cup back in March. Just one of the better technical wrestlers in the world. Cogar can do a little bit of everything, but he loves to get down and dirty and violent and bloody. And so that's what he's going to try to do here against Goto. He's not going to be able to beat him at his own type of match. Comes off the ropes, looking for PK. No, that sliding drop kick to the face. I will say we were expecting Cogar to go violent early. He's looking for a tiger driver. No, he gets back dropped out of it. Goto with that spinning into a sort of a modified, like a kneeling version of the sharpshooter from Goto. Sending Cogar into the corner, stomping him in the chest, and an elbow to the back of the head, and a drop toe hold. Cogar fighting out of it now, dragging Goto to the center of the ring. He's sent to the corner, and off the ropes, and they just collide. Neither man gets off the move. Ushigoroshi from Goto. That neck breaker variation onto the knee out of the fireman's carry position, and then a running bulldog, just really targeting the head and neck of Cogar here early. And Cogar with a super kick while Goto was in a kneeling position. Drops the knee to the lower midsection, we'll call it, and then knees to the regular midsection. Cogar stomping. He was going to go behind. Goto went for a kick. Cogar caught it and punched him again in the very low midsection. Deadlift German suplex from Cogar. That's good power, being able to do that to a man who outweighs it by 60 pounds. Goto seemingly not impressed, though. Just a running PK to the chest. 1, 2. No. I felt like Paul Turner was a little slow getting to that pinfall, but even so, I don't think that was going to be quite enough to put Cogar down. Series of kicks to the midsection from Goto, takes Cogar down, and then just a forearm to the face. That'll do the trick as well. More kicks. Goto just punishing Kogar here as we close in on the 9-minute mark of this match. Got the ropes. Clothesline again from Atticus Kogar. Reverse suplex. Thought Goto was going to go to the floor, but instead he's first to his feet. Roaring elbow after a couple of punches from Kogar. Nice combination of strikes there. Again, going for that Tiger driver. No, it's a Tiger suplex. Dragging toward the center of the ring now. Goto decides, no, we're not going to do that. Ooh, taking his time with that taunt. And all it was an elbow to the face. Angle slam from Goto, and Kogar goes to the floor, but he's back up on his feet, back in the ring very quickly. A couple of punches and that roaring elbow. Goes behind, side suplex. Yes, twisting side suplex from Kogar. Another angle slam from Goto. Again, Kogar goes to the floor. Oh, man. Dude, my sinuses today. Another Ushigoroshi from Goto. Goto off the ropes. Running knee strike to the face. A shoulder block. Discus lariat attempt by Kogar comes up short. I'm not sure what that was. I thought Goto had speared him, but I guess it was a DDT variation. It all happened so fast I couldn't quite make out who was doing what to who, but Kogar's first to his feet, so it must have been his move. Side Russian leg sweep. Trade strikes now. Kogar and Goto. The winner will move on to face Zicky Dice in the second round of our tournament. Goto coming off the ropes. Another big knee, this time to the back of the head. Goto's off the ropes. Knee to the midsection from Kogar. Go behind. Bulldog from Goto. Goto pulls Kogar to his feet. He's going for something out of a fireman's carry position, but Kogar escaped it. Hits from Goto. On an elbow, nope, he's flipping him off the ropes. Kogar faster than Goto, though, catches up to him, and they collide, and both men are down. We close in on the 15-minute mark now of this match. Down to the midsection from Goto. Side Russian leg sweep from Kogar. Going again to that Tiger suplex. Once again, out of the top rope goes Kogar, dropping the fist. I gotta say, I did not see this match going this way. 16 minutes in, Kogar has not gone for a single weapon. I thought for sure we'd have seen a light tube by now. But he will instead take a third Ushigoroshi from Goto. Now goes to the top rope and drops the elbow. Another Tiger suplex. Yes, indeed, right into the center of the ring. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm having a really hard time seeing right now. My sinuses are really just pummeling me, making it really hard to keep my eyes open. Unfortunately, with 3 matches still on the show, we might have to call it after this one. I'm sorry, I really wish I was in better shape for you folks today. But you gotta look out for your health, right? If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. And it's almost the holidays, and I don't want to be sick when I go to visit family. So, code red from Goto. That's got to only a 2 count. We are going to call it after this one. Unfortunately, the Hiroshima Bennett, Rosser Scorpio, and Wheeler Lloyd matches you'll be able to see on our YouTube page as of noon Central Time this afternoon. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not in any shape to finish the show, which sucks. We got some good stuff coming. I was really looking forward to hanging out with you folks to call those. But you'll just have to check them out on our YouTube page. Another Oshigoroshi from Hiroki Goto. Atticus Kogar has gone almost 20 minutes without resorting to his deathmatch style other than a couple of low blows. We've not seen light tubes. We've not seen chairs. We've not seen barbed wire. He's actually going toe-to-toe with Hiroki Goto. And I think an argument could be made that right now it's working. He was in control of the match until that bulldog from Goto. And the forearms to the face, and Goto back firmly in control. And we close in on the 21-minute mark. Trading strikes here. A big clothesline and a discus lariat from Goto. Dragging Kogar towards the center of the ring. Both men to their feet. Kogar with that rotating side suplex. He's hit that a couple times in this match. Elbow to the spine from Goto. Reversal on the Irish whip. Kogar sent into the corner. Goto charging in. Swings and misses with a spinning heel kick. Kogar moves. Kogar. Rock bottom. I'm sorry, it's an Uranagi, but it's rock bottom. 1, 2, 3. That's enough. Atticus Kogar picks up the big win. Upset over Goto. He will face Zicky Dice in the second round of our tournament. Folks, Harashima and Mike versus Mike Bennett. Fred Rosser against Two Gold Scorpio. Cash Wheeler against Jimmy Lloyd. Very fun matches that you'll definitely want to check out on our YouTube channel this afternoon. Won't have commentary. I do apologize. I'm just not feeling well, and I'm not going to be able to finish the show. We will be back next week. This is the last episode of the 500 for the year. But next week on Pro Wrestling Simulated, Mike and I are going to talk about the PWI Women's 150 and just kind of a general discussion of the state of women's wrestling in 2021. And then the following week, we will do some sort of year-end wrap-up. I'm thinking about maybe posting some polls on our Twitter page, getting your guys' votes for Wrestler of the Year, Tag Team of the Year, Women's Wrestler of the Year, match, feud, what have you. Again, once more, I do apologize. I really wish that I could have stuck it out with you folks. But be sure to check out our YouTube page where you can see every match we've ever done. I finally finished that project this week. So all 102 matches that we've done through 10 episodes are available for viewing on our YouTube page. I'm also, if I'm feeling better this afternoon, going to work on a playlist of all of our 100% quality matches, so you can check out the best of the best. Excuse me, from the first 10 episodes of the show. So check out all of our social medias up here. Everywhere we are at PW Simulated. Use the hashtag the 500. Mike always plugs the challenge page, challenge.com / the 500 part 1 and the 500 part 2. I'll probably go through the end of the year allowing predictions, since at this point we're already almost halfway through the first round, so you're going to get some guaranteed points if you cast your votes now on 102 matches that have already happened. But aside from that, my ear just popped. That's not a great sign when you're not feeling good. So I'm going to head out. Thanks again for joining me, and check out the YouTube page in about an hour, and you'll be able to see all 11 of this week's matches. Unfortunately, we only got to 8 on the live stream. Hopefully, I will be feeling better next week, and it'll be Mike and I talking about the state of women's wrestling. Until then, thanks for watching The 500. I've been yours truly, unruly, Pat Dooley, and we'll see you.